Only 2 people are allowed to work on the car during the driver changeover.
One person out of the way, right now.
As Suzanne Royce reminds the University of Queensland, Luke Page was fast.
Yeah, not as hard as I could have. I hit a cone too, which is quite frustrating. But no, I didn't damage anything. Just stepped the back out a little bit, just clipped it with the rear wheel. It's just frustrating, that's all. Yeah, very nice to drive.
The fuel economy component of this test requires usage of less than 26 litres of unleaded per 100 kilometres to avoid any penalties. No refuelling is allowed in the Enduro. The marshals have a busy day replacing the cones. Each one knocked over or moved from its spot cost the offender 2 seconds. If that isn't enough, gusts of wind come through to move them as well. Safety is paramount in the Formula SAE competitions, and all the events are tightly controlled and marshalled. Time to watch and listen as the Formula SAE cars race on in the Enduro. Back on track for Tokyo Denkai after a night of repairs. Redback off track, a costly mistake. Wings and ground effects are allowed, but those using them have to be sure the benefits outweigh the costs. Most teams have space frame steel chassis, but a few have produced carbon fibre monocoques, offering lighter weight, more rigidity, but increased manufacturing cost. The top speed reached is over 100 kilometres an hour, so the cars are pushing on. After too many hits on the bodywork, something has to give.
That's got to be hurting him.
Monash and Deakin are involved in a nose-to-tail duel. Deakin's Chris Greatrix.
Hard work. Hard work.
See, we already bothered about the cones, weren't you?
Just trying to turn the thing around them. Hard work.
But they're going to lose a lot of points by doing that, yeah?
A test for the competitors in the Enduro is their hot start capability. A non-finish for Sophia University in the first heat. Teams have the opportunity to regroup for the second Enduro. Curtin University finished Formula SAE 19th overall. Queensland University of Technology a 10th in the Enduro and 13th overall. The Australian Defence Force Academy's car is designed for drivers of all sizes. The University of Adelaide has picked up a cone and with a marginal turning capability grinds to a halt at the hairpin. The University of Southern Queensland has been showing signs of overheating with trails of smoke coming from the car. This is why the 5-second driver egress rule is enforced. At the enforced stop, things reach flashpoint. No damage though, and the car's pushed off to have an additional fan fitted. The University of Adelaide races on to finish 16th overall. The Australian Defence Force Academy are 8th in the Enduro and 10th overall. Adelaide's Samantha Reid was pleased to have made it round the track after the team's earlier troubles.
How tough was that?
Hard work. It was good fun though. It's a good little track.
How did the car perform?
Yeah, not too bad. That's the first time we made around the hairpin so far this whole weekend. So,
What's been the problem?
it's a combination of not enough steering lock and not enough grip on the front end. So it just hasn't been able to bite in enough of it today. Made a small change overnight and it was just enough to get around there. Still very slow, but we got there.
Back to the fuel station and we'll see you this afternoon.
Thanks a lot.
Okay,
Well done, guys.
cheers.
Thanks for that. Cheers.
It was definitely an improvement from last year. It was very hard to control last year, but yeah, this year's great improvement.
During the break between the two heats of the Enduro, work continues to overcome any problems before the afternoon session. Michael Royce has seen the SAE cars and teams evolve over a long period.
And the quality of the cars here gets better every year. Obviously the top teams, like we have Western Australia and Wollongong and people like that, RMIT, getting the really good cars better is always tough because you're reaching that sort of limit. But we noticed that the kind of middle teams and the new teams, the lower teams, they're bringing their standards up as well. So the cars, all in all, are getting better and better every year. Every 2 years, 2 years, you have a new batch of students coming in and they have to learn. And this is what the competition is all about. It's about learning, about education, teaching not only the technical aspects of engineering, but the team building, the personal relationships, the planning, and all the rest of the things that those of us who've been in industry for a long, long time realize are so important to somebody getting a job in the real world. There are some very unusual solutions that one sees, yes, and from time to time you look at something and say, well, why didn't we think of that, you know, in the automotive industry? And some of the students come up with some really, really good solutions. Now, obviously, the really trick solutions, there are few and far between, but any of the challenges in designing these cars, there are always things that have to be sought out, and even fairly simple things that have to have good solutions to them. Nice, clean, elegant. I think one could look at some of these things and say that team has done an elegant job in putting the car together. There have been teams in the past that have fallen in love with technology and really have overstretched themselves in terms of getting a car together. Because let's face it, what this competition is about is getting a car to the competition that runs and can compete in all the events. If you try and bite off more than the team can chew, it really does cause a real problem. And you'll find the top teams here, in some ways, tend to keep it simple because it's a big enough challenge anyway to get a car designed and built in that 9-10 months and to get it here to the competition, let alone going with something really, really fancy.